Today, Precarious plays
Samurai legend Musashi.
As I was saying, Rick and Morty, being a fine show that I'm just starting to watch, had a moment in it that I completely identified with. And it's in this episode. I forget what the episode title is, but it's in the episode where Summer goes out and gets her first job and she ends up working
for a person of no particular note.
for him.
No, you can't. Spoilers for Bale, do the thing. Spoilers for Rick and Morty. Anybody that is old enough to watch Rick and Morty, that should be,
Would be old enough to understand him.
yes.
I wasn't
Come
trying-
on, man. Come on. Get your shit together.
I wasn't-
Get your pop culture shit in a row.
Okay, maybe I should have said spoilers a minute, at the beginning of the episode.
Maybe I should have
Because
said pop culture ducks in a row.
Pop culture ducks.
Yeah.
Oh God. Pop culture Mighty Ducks.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's way better than that lame shit I said. Bale, put that in. Take that thing I said before and just take it out. Maybe I should have said pop culture
Mighty Ducks.
in a row.
Rosma, you don't
There we go.
like it when you remix my shit like that. It's weird.
It's not me.
Tickles.
It's Bale. Oh, it's gold now because we made it better because time.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice when you go back to an area and it has changed, and not just you have changed, but the area has changed because of you.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's cool.
They do move. So the episode.
Yeah, so the episode of Rick and Morty, which I will spoil mercilessly because the moment that I was talking about totally ruins it. There's a moment where basically Rick has started a business, essentially, and he's doing, he's just starting to get, really good, and it's starting to get kind of complicated. And then as soon as he realizes the pattern of what is about to happen,
Someone presents a stack of papers to him, and he's
about to say, just go put it on my desk, but he never completes saying it. He doesn't even say, just go put it on my desk. He goes, and then he takes a lighter out of his pocket and some gasoline and just dumps it on the entire store, and he goes, I just got bored, everybody out, and then lights the shit on fire. And then that's how they end that whole
that whole plot line.
Yeah, they're just I just got bored, and I feel that happens to me, and it's not fair to the games that I play, because when I'm yeah, this is great, alright, I'm gonna turn this off for right now because I gotta go eat dinner like a good person who eats food for vitamins, but I'll come back maybe, and then sometimes I just don't, and it's awful. It's awful. I'm such a bad. But there are some games that I do come back to and will beat, on my own, without, games that I won't stop playing. I'll continue to think about them and then come back to them regularly. Games where I'm building something. Minecraft is a good example.
You think that's a good example?
Of something that I went back to regularly for a while.
I don't remember it that way at all.
Well, there's a lot of Minecraft you can play, especially since, it's basically infinite Legos and there's an entire modding community. It is nearly unbeatable, even though an ending was put in sometime around the time I stopped playing it. So I don't consider it a winnable game. But it is a good example because it is something that I started playing, understood, and then wanted to go back and continue.
I see. Okay, that's true.
Yeah, because sometimes I will...
You're the type of person where once you see the code...
Yeah, it's a turn-off. I'm oh, you make sense. Great.
It's weird because that normally... if something has sort of like low production value,
Yeah.
or if it's not exemplary in some way,
Yeah.
that will often happen with me. So this game, for example,
Yeah.
if I weren't playing it for like the second time right now, and if I weren't playing it on the show,
Yeah.
if I had like pulled this off the shelf to see how it was, I would have figured it out after like a couple of hours and then been like, okay, I remember now, and then I would have put it back. Ooh, they're beefy
I
now.
reread books like that. Like when I go back and reread a book, which doesn't happen all that often, but with some of my favorites, I'll go back and flip through passages.
Yeah.
I'll read books like that. Very rarely do I reread an entire book. Like, really rarely. I think that the last one that I can remember honestly rereading the whole thing.
Oh my god, do you see my focus meter?
Jesus, it's like throbbing.
But no, I mean, it's not full. It maxed
not?
out, yeah, it maxed out like a % before. I can't actually learn this thing's technique right now.
Oh.
Because my focus isn't high enough.
Oh my god. Your attention span's too small, man.
I don't have anything that increases my focus because I forgot to get an item.
Aw. These guys are really cool. Like, the design's really cool. Have we even seen things like this before?
Yeah, these are the mummies from before.
No.
Yeah, like the ones that you cut in half.
They look so cool.
It's because we went back in time.
I know, this is so great.
They're actually pretty easy if you just, you know, do this.
I've always liked this type of color scheme, the gold with the fluorescent colors.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's just something about it that makes me just happy. And it feels so, like, luxurious.
Was there more about finishing games?
There may have been, but I just didn't finish.
Was that the whole plan? Did you set that up from the beginning?
I mean, I was going to make a plan, but I just...
Okay. No, it only works. You only get one of those for free.
I know, that's why I was laughing at myself. I was laughing at the badness of the joke. I was just like, wow, I'm pathetic. Anyways. So funny. So anyways, no, I just think it's interesting that, like, a game can lose my attention. I think that the games that I like the most that keep my attention are either games that are, like, really tight, like, fast little games that are not, they're still, like, multi-hour experiences, but usually after about 30 hours, I can't, it's too much. Like, and I don't know if it's too much because by that point you lose track of what's important and the story and things like that, and there's too much grind. But that's usually the case for me. Usually when there's a game that's long enough to be like 30 or more, 30, 40 hours, I don't want to play anymore because I'm just going to get, I'm running around trying to improve something to get some, you know, cupcake from some level that I haven't been to yet to save somebody because I don't know, the world's gonna end, I guess. That's usually where I'm at by the time I hit like 30 or 40 hours in any given game.
See,
That's what it feels like. It just loses meaning.
you say that number in a very cavalier fashion,
Yeah.
and I don't think that you understand the weight of that for a couple of reasons. One, if 30 hours is actually like the limit for you playing a game, that is
Well, it's obviously
so much higher than most people's, like
Yeah.
the run-of-the-mill, the average Joe.
Yeah. My,
And two, me trying to imagine a scenario in which I could get you to play a game for 30 hours,
not straight.
it feels like I'd have to, I don't know, like, make an internet show about it.
Okay, well, obviously, 30 to 40 hours is a generalization, but I know that I don't usually clock more than 30 hours on hardly anything. And number 2, I'm not Joe. So there.
That's true.
I'm no Joe. No joke. Not Joe. No Joe here. This form here, this is Audette.
Oh, hi. You...
Ooh.
Oh.
They're so spooky. Like his little hand motions are like, woo! He even makes a woogly noise. Yeah, so but you don't seem to have that problem at all. Like, sometimes I'll be like, hey, what you doing? And you'll be like, oh, I'm just playing Kerbal Space Program. And I'm like, wow, you've been playing that a lot lately. How many hours have you played? And you'll be like, 40, like, this day. and I'm like, what the fuck? There's no goddamn way.
Ah, but you forget. I have 2 computers.
Don't joke, because I would not put that past you. To, like, have both computers playing the same game so that you could...
Wait, do you have the 2 projects running at once?
Yes, because, I mean, you play Dark Souls kind of like that. Like, you'll start several different characters in Dark Souls simultaneously so that you can try different characters, but not spoil it for yourself. Like, the progression of the game.
Right.
Like, have you beat Dark Souls 3 yet?
Yes.
Okay, so you finally did. But, like, I don't know. I guess that since you are the person I spend time with, I look at you, you know, 60 hours into, like, Animal Crossing, and I'm like, okay, you done? And then you're like, I haven't even gotten the right furniture set. What the fuck? Are you
In the
joking?
most recent one, A New Leaf,
Yeah.
I still don't have the right furniture set.
I know you don't, and that's just not enough for me, I guess, not having the right furniture set. You know? Because by the time you're really, really worrying about which furniture set you have, I'm, like, out finding a different game with, like, matching plants instead of furniture. You know?
Yeah.
So how is it that you can, like, muster so much concentration?
Practice, and I will tell you that I think a lot of it stems from effectively prohibition.
Prohibition?
Yeah, sure.
Like no alcohol prohibition?
Games prohibition. So the way it was when I was a child, and I often actually forget about this. Like, I forget about the dark times, right?
The dark times.
Yes. So the dark times of my childhood, I wasn't... After, like, the N64 came out,
Yes.
my mom was so worried about me, like, playing too many video games or whatever, that I wasn't allowed to have, like, a current generation console in the house. And my grandma, I believe it was my grandma, bless her heart, is the person that fixed that, because she found, like, after the N64 was older, she found an N64 at, like, a pawn shop and bought me, like, a second one to actually have at my house.
Ah.
But I wasn't supposed to, like, I was not allowed to play, like, console games, so, like, the beefy ones, you know, with a lot of staying power.
Like, what would have been an example of one on that console?
Harvest Moon 64.
Oh.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, I guess. Banjo-Kazooie had a lot of staying power.
So you weren't allowed to play those?
It took me... I wasn't allowed to... No, sorry, you didn't let me finish my sentence.
Sorry.
I wasn't allowed to play those, and this is important. This is the part where you interrupted me. Just gonna let you wait for a minute now. Damn, isn't here the end of the episode? Because if I could make you wait for a full day, that would be rad. No.
No.
Oh, okay.